Okay, think about it for a second. Those first few moments right after the alarm. Are you feeling like you're in charge? Or is it more like playing catch up already?
Something we all face, I think.
Totally. And today, we're doing a deep dive into something that could, well, really shift things. Morning habits. We've got these two great sources here, a video script and an article, both looking at what successful people actually do in those early hours.
Yeah, and our goal here isn't just to list off habits. We want to unpack the why. Give you some really actionable stuff from these sources.
Right.
Help you, the listener, figure out a morning routine that works. Something that sets you up for a better day but doesn't feel like, just another huge chore list.
Exactly. And these sources, they cover a lot, from the first 15 minutes right up to bigger routines. And honestly, there was one idea that really jumped out at me. Kind of surprising, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should definitely get to that. So where do we kick this off?
How about right at the beginning? That moment you wake up.
Okay. So the video script talks about this idea of owning your first hour. It's about consciously deciding, okay, this hour is mine, instead of, just hitting snooze again.
Right. The video really pushes this idea that the top performers, they use this time to basically win the day before it even starts for most people.
Yeah. It mentions some big names, too, like Tim Cook, up at 4:30 a.m., apparently.
Yeah. 4:30.
And Oprah's mentioned, too, as someone who really values that early time. It really shows the intentionality.
And it's interesting that the article kind of zooms in even closer, doesn't it? It talks about just the first 15 to 30 minutes being critical.
Exactly. So both sources, different angles, but they both point to that initial window as being super important for how the rest of your day goes.
Makes you think, what are we missing if we just drift through that time?
Right.
Okay, so you've dragged yourself out of bed, resisted the snooze. Now what? The video is pretty clear on this next step.
Yeah, it says, don't grab your phone immediately.
Start with clarity, not chaos, basically.
But here's where it gets interesting. The article actually brings up a counterpoint. Yeah. It acknowledges that some really successful people, Gary Vaynerchuk, Elon Musk, are the examples given they do check their phones first thing.
See, that's fascinating. So it's not like a hard and fast rule.
Not at all.
So with these two different takes, what's the main takeaway from the article about the phone thing?
The key thing, according to the article, is why you're doing it. The intentionality. Are you just mindlessly scrolling? Or is there a real purpose? It even suggests, trying it out. Go phone-free for the first 15 minutes, see what happens.
So it puts the question back on you, the listener. Are you letting notifications run your morning, or are you making a conscious choice?
Pretty much. Be proactive, not reactive.
Makes sense. Okay, so maybe we put the phone down, or at least think about when we pick it up. What's next? Let's talk mindset. The article really highlights gratitude.
Yeah, it does. And it has this really simple, specific technique. Just sit up, put your feet on the floor, and take 20 seconds to think about what you're thankful for. The author apparently had background in emergency services and mentions just appreciating waking up because not everyone does.
Wow, yeah. That puts things in perspective fast.
Definitely grounds you. And the video, it kind of echoes this, right? Suggesting journaling or a gratitude practice.
Like writing down 3 things you're grateful for, or setting intentions. It's about consciously steering your thoughts.
The video also brings up Tony Robbins and his priming technique.
Oh, yeah, priming.
Which, at its core, is about getting into a positive state, using things like breathing, gratitude, maybe some visualization.
So both sources are really big on this gratitude piece.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The video talks about shifting to abundance, getting clarity. The article focuses more on resilience, positivity. It even mentions studies about how complaining literally changes your brain, and not for the better.
Yikes. And there's that great quote in the article from Michael Hyatt.
Oh, yeah.
Gratitude has the potential to amplify everything good in our lives. Just shows the power of that small shift.
Totally agree. Okay, so mindset's covered. What about feeding the brain? Intellectually.
Right. The video suggests spending maybe 20 minutes on reading or podcasts or studying something.
Fueling your mind before the world jumps in.
I like that phrase, growth over gossip, it says.
And it mentions this morning growth stack idea. Read, then reflect equals ready.
And it even suggests some books like Atomic Habits, The 5 a.m. Club.
Deep work, too, I think. Relevant stuff.
It all comes back to that intentionality again, doesn't it? Choosing input instead of just reacting.
Exactly. Proactive learning to start the day.
Okay, mind-fueled. Body next. Movement seems key in both sources.
Definitely. The video says even just 10 minutes counts. Stretching, walking, jumping jacks, whatever works.
And it uses Barack Obama as an example, someone who makes time for a morning workout.
Right. And the benefits mentioned are, dopamine boost, more clarity, more energy, real tangible stuff.
Plus, the tip about adding music you like always helps.
For sure. And the article backs this up strongly. It notes many super successful people work out early, like 6:30 a.m.
Wow. That's commitment.
It even says their trainer is often the second person they see each day. That shows how high a priority it is.
That consistency. It must set such a positive tone.
That's exactly the point the article makes. Starting with that accomplishment, that physical energy, it creates momentum, builds that feeling of, okay, I've already won something today.
Right. Okay, now for something maybe simpler. The article brings up making the bed.
Yeah, it seems small, right? But the psychology is interesting.
How so?
Well, the article suggests it's like an instant win. A small task completed right away. Sets a tone of order, accomplishment.
A quick win. I like that.
And let's be honest, coming home after a rough day to a made bed.
Yeah.
It feels better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit of calm in the chaos.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. So we've covered quite a few habits here. How does someone listening actually start doing this? It could feel like a lot.
Good question. The video has some solid advice here. It says, basically, don't try to do everything at once.
Okay, sensible.
Yeah, the recommendation is to add just one new habit per week. Keep it manageable. Build the consistency first.
Slow and steady. And personalization seems really important too, based on both sources.
Hugely important. The video really hammers this home. Tailor it to your goals. What are you trying to achieve?
And it offers that framework, the 3M formula.
Yeah, mind, movement, meaning. It's a neat way to think about it.
Can you break that down quickly?
Sure, mind is about mental well-being,
Mm-hmm.
meditation, reading, whatever. Movement is obvious, get physical. And meaning is about connecting to your purpose. Maybe journaling about values, setting an intention.
Got it. So it helps structure things.
Exactly. It ties back nicely to the article's core idea.
Yeah.
You need to purposefully design your morning. Don't just let it happen.
Right. So wrapping this up then, what's the main takeaway? The video puts it pretty bluntly, doesn't it? Success isn't luck.
No, it's usually about those daily habits, practiced consistently, the small things adding up.
Which leads to maybe a final thought for you, our listener. Thinking about all these habits we've discussed, which one, maybe just one or two, really clicks with where you are right now with your goals?
And maybe think deeper than just the habit itself. How could making that one small change, like, ripple through your whole day? What's the why behind it for you? And what impact could it really have?